who were even planning to wage a terrorist war against Mandela's democratic project. I've talked to these people at length and how they met Mandela. Mandela wooed them, won them over. And there was one, for example, a general, a former general of the South African Defence Force in the apartheid days, who was planning on leading basically a war against Mandela's new democratic project. And speaking to him several years later, he was just absolutely just full of affection. I would even go so far as to say that he loved Mandela. And that was the case with so many people, and most surprisingly and most fascinatingly and most revealingly, that includes his former enemies.
Someone's just commented on Twitter here, John, saying, Nelson Mandela, not a devil or a saint, just human. Was it perhaps on occasion difficult to believe that he was just human when you were in the company of this great man?
Yes, I mean, he made that very point to me in one of the interviews that I did with him. He just said it was just so wrong to regard him as a saint. And of course, he did have his personal difficulties. I mean, the one great regret of his life was that he was not able to be a father to his family. He made a choice in the 1950s that he was going to be the father of the nation, the South African nation, ahead of the father of his own biological family. He always maintained that his family suffered a great deal more out of prison than he did in prison. And there was always an element of guilt and regret that he hadn't been around to address family matters. And if there's a weakness, a vulnerable point in Mandela, is that sense of guilt that, you know, he maybe could have done more, but I'm not quite sure how he could have done, because everything, you know, all his energy was consumed by the effort by the monumental effort of turning his country around from war to peace, from tyranny to democracy.
Okay, John Cullen, author and journalist and friend of Nelson Mandela, thank you for sharing your experiences of your time with him. We appreciate that. Thank you.
My pleasure.